Jin Kazama in Season 2. How do you play him, and why should you play him? Let's talk about his strengths and weaknesses. So, Jin has been nerfed pretty significantly in this patch, but he's still a very strong character who excels most at two things. Number one is combo damage. They buffed his combo damage and wall travel pretty drastically this season, to the point where you can get high damage combos without a ton of execution. He also now excels at the wall, having some of the best wall pressure in the entire game, with him now being able to loop his wall running 3 for plus 12 at the wall into itself, along with his signature Zen 3+4, which gives a plus 15 on block at the wall. Combine that with his Heat Smash, which has not been nerfed and is still plus 21 at the wall, and gives a guaranteed wall splat for half-life. Jin is incredibly strong at the wall. In terms of weaknesses, there's not much to mention. Jin is still a very all-around and safe character, although he has been made quite a bit more difficult in this season, and we'll get into that in a bit. But, in my opinion, his biggest weakness is his movement. Now, if we switch to P2, where I can do a good backdash, Jin is one of the worst backdashes in the game, so you're going to rely more on lateral movement rather than moving back and forth. But how do we play Jin? Well, Jin in Season 2 is more reliant on his Electric Wind Hook Fist than he's ever been before. This is because they've significantly buffed his combo damage, and this is your main whiff punish. This is your main go-to launcher in neutral. The Electric, of course, is plus 5 on block, making it one of the best tools in the entire game. If you want to play Jin at a high level, you're going to want to get comfortable with doing electrics on both sides, as this again is your bread and butter and your most important move in this season, if you ask me. Pressure on block, whiff punishing, keep out, this move really just does everything. But what other moves are you going to want to using in neutral? Well, at mid-range, Jin's best options are, of course, his Demon Paw. Now, this is forward 2, this is a safe on block Heat Engager with a lot of range and a lot of tracking. This is your go-to mid option, although it has been nerfed a couple times, and if your opponent makes a hard read, they can sidestep it to the right, so keep that in mind, but this is always an amazing option to go for in the mid-range. What else do you have in the mid-range? You have forward 4. One of the best moves in the entire game. It's still just as strong in Season 4. This is a extremely long range, safe on block mid at -8, counter hit launcher that does unbelievably high damage. If Jin hits you with his forward 4, pretty much no matter where you are on the stage, he's gonna get you to the wall, and you're gonna take a ton of damage. This move can also transition into stance, leaving you at -1, basically neutral, and going into a Zen mix-up. Zen is something we're going to talk about a lot in this video because it's been buffed very significantly on Jin, and it's one of his best stances. After hitting this move on block, you can threaten a low that has full high evasion and is relatively safe, doing 32 damage. A tracking safe power crush if you think they're going to press. And if you hold down forward, you'll go into his special Red Eyes Wave Dash, where you can get a free electric just by pressing 2, you can get a Hell Sweep, CD1, all kinds of stuff. But I'll talk more about his stances in a bit. Another really strong mid-range move on Jin is his back 2-1. This is still one of the best poke strings in the game in my opinion. It's a 2-hit at -9, mid-mid, comes out very quickly, and the second hit can be delayed a lot. So if you think your opponent's gonna step or they're gonna try and press something, you can delay it and try and catch them off guard. When it comes to poking, Jin is also very strong, although he's not nearly as strong as he was before Season 2. His strongest string, 2-1-4, has been nerfed, now being -10. However, in my opinion, this actually helps in a lot of scenarios, as the core of Jin's poking has always just been 2-1. This is a high mid string that is -3 on block. Now, what's so great about the string in Season 2 is because everyone knows the 4 extension has been made -10, people are going to respect this even more than they already did. That means you're going to be treating this move almost like glue. This keeps your opponent in place and keeps them still. Most people are not going to want to press after you hit them with your 2-1, which leads you to a lot of potential mix-ups. 2-1 into down back 4 is a pressure string I love to use all the time, as almost no one is ready for this, and it'll work a vast majority of the time. But you can really mix it up. 2-1 forward 4, 2-1 electric, 2-1 go for a throw. The options are really limitless here. And of course, if you do think they're going to press, you can still do 2-1-4 in their block, knock them down into a guaranteed down 2. This string is still great, you just don't want to be using the 4 follow-up nearly as much as you were before. Still a great mix-up tool though, and still amazing for his poking. His down forward 1, of course, is an amazing down forward 1, has very good range, only -3 on block, and comes out at 13 frames. This is your generic mid-check, and it's very important for Jin. If your opponent respects you, you can use this multiple times just to get pressure and to try and figure out your opponent's habits. On hit, it guarantees the 4 follow-up, however, you should not use the 4 follow-up on block, as it is very easy to duck and your opponent will launch you. Another great poking string is back forward 2-3. This is a mid-mid that leaves you at +2 going into stance for mix-ups. Again, being able to threaten all of his different Zen options. A super fast low that does 30 damage and is only -14 on block. An evasive Samsara to steal their turn and try and get a launcher. Power Crush. The options are really limitless. Definitely explore this string. It's super good. Not enough people use it. You can also decide not to go into stance. It's still safe on block at -9. And if your opponent presses into it, you get a full counter hit launch. A lot of people don't even know about this. There's other strings you can use, like 3-1, leaving you at +4 on block in their face, going into Zen if you hold forward. However, this is a high, so it is risky. When you're up close, another core option is your standing 4. This is a 13 frame homing button, comes out very quickly, safe on block, and on counter hit, gives you either a guaranteed 1+2 for a heat engager, or a down forward 1-4 if you just want optimal damage. Not enough Jins use this move, it's really good. In terms of other homing stuff, you have your down forward 2, which has been buffed tremendously in this patch. This is a 16 frame pseudo homing move that's only -9 on block. However, you can hold forward to go into your wave dash stance at -2. There's a lot of really interesting stuff you can do out of this. You can pressure with your hell sweep, and if you think they're gonna duck after this, you can use crouch dash 1, which is your strongest mid launcher. What's cool about crouch dash 1 is it actually goes underneath jabs. A lot of people, when you do down forward 2 and hold down forward, they'll try and jab, because that's just a common thing when you're being pressured. This, on most characters, specifically the males, will completely go into their jab. Another move that's very important for Jin is his classic up forward 2. Now this move has been nerfed pretty heavily in this season, but it's still amazing. So this is a quick 15 frame move that's very evasive. He takes a humongous step to his left. So if your opponent's pressuring you and you have any idea that they're weak to sidestep left, you can throw this out to disrupt their pressure. It gives a big fat knockdown on counter hit. However, now in season 2, it is -10, so you will get jab punished if your opponent predicts it. A great flowchart you can use is if you know they're going to block your down forward 2 and they like to press a button, down forward 2 their block, and then immediately press up forward 2. This flowchart works in God of Destruction. It's incredibly strong. His down forward 2 also has a new guaranteed follow-up this season. However, you can't hit confirm it, so you got to commit to it early, which means I don't think you'll be using it too often. However, if you know they're going to step and you know your down forward 2 will land, you can press down forward 2-4 for 32 damage and big plus frames. Usually though, you'll just be canceling into wave dash and taking your mix up. Jin has a good variety of lows, even though his signature low, his down 2, has been nerfed tremendously this season. The main low you'll be using, in my opinion, is down back 4, being a +3 on block unseeable low with very good range and surprisingly good tracking, doing a chunky bit of damage, and giving +13 on counter hits. This low is great, and it's only -13, so you're not taking a huge risk. Tip though, if you are facing a Kazuya, make sure to always use this move from max range so he can't twin piston and launch you if he blocks it. Jin's down 4 is one of the best lows in the game in my opinion. It doesn't look that great at first, it's just a very quick low. However, this is 16 frames, so incredibly quick for a low. Only -1 on hit. Most moves that are this quick are very minus on hit. This one's only -1. Super evasive, you see he does a huge duck down, and you can do multiple of them. A lot of the times on round start, I'll just do this twice, and it's so quick, no one is ready for it. If your opponent does block it, it's only -12, so it's a very low risk move. Use this move a ton. It also has great tracking. This season, Jin's down 2 is no longer a counter hit launcher, so you're not going to be using this move as a panic button nearly as often. It still has some merits though. It's full high crush, so if you think your opponent's going to use a high, it'll completely go underneath it. It's his highest damaging standing low, and leaves him at +4 so you can threaten a crouch mix-up. You can look for stuff like holding down forward after hitting this move, and then using his new full crouch down forward 4. This move, however, is risky at -14. So usually you'll want to keep it safe with these two lows. Down 2 does have one specific very important purpose, and that is for Oki. If you knock your opponent down, this is one of the absolute best moves in the game. Because of its full tracking, it's almost universally helpful whenever your opponent's on the ground. You always want to threaten them with this, pretty much no matter what if they're on the ground. It can be particularly useful after throws. Speaking of throws, a lot of Jins still don't use their throws. Jin is a complete throw game with his up forward 1+2 being a 1+2 break, his quarter circle back 1+3, the complicated wire, giving great Oki and being a 1 break, and the newly changed input, his down forward 2+4, which is a 2 break. Use these throws, especially if you're not in the highest ranks. People are really bad at breaking throws, and you should be abusing that if you play a character who has throws. Now, Jin's Heat is very strong, but not for the reason that most people think. Most characters, when they're strong in Heat, it's because they have super strong Heat strings that are very plus, or they have like completely new moves. Jin doesn't really get a lot of that. In Season 2, they've added forward 1+2, a new Heat move that leaves you +5 in your opponent's face in his Omen stance. However, in my opinion, you should almost never be using this. It's just not worth the risk. This move has virtually no tracking, and even if you do hit it, +5 into his Omen is just not good enough. If you do want to use it, out of this you can threaten either his Omen Hell Sweep or his 1 mid launcher at -13. Both options are risky though. His Heat is particularly strong for 2 reasons. Number 1, his classic Heat Smash. This Heat Smash has not been nerfed, and it's still one of the best, if not the best, Heat Smashes in the game. This move wall splats from an incredibly long distances, allowing you to pressure, doing a ton of damage at all times whenever you're in Heat. Your opponent is always going to want to respect this if they're even remotely close to a wall, because no one wants to take this much damage from a Heat Smash. If you decide not to hold forward, he has a different Heat Smash variation, which leaves him at +3 in your opponent's face, which isn't enough plus frames to do much. Your opponent can actually usually Rage Art here on most of your options. However, you can look for little cheeky electrics, look for a Hell Sweep if you know your opponent's not expecting it. There's lots of fun mix-ups like that. Jin's strongest Heat attribute in the season is his chip damage, specifically at the wall, especially considering his Jin's Zen stance, which don't worry, we're still going to get fully into. But just to cover Heat right now, when you go into Zen and press 3+4, you get this move. It's a high that's +9 on block and does ridiculous amount of chip in Heat. Look at Kazuya's health bar. And check out at the wall. +15 if they block this at the wall. Combine this with his newly buffed while running 3, which is a pretty linear move, but it is a mid, and if you hold forward, it leaves you at +12 in your opponent's face. Yeah, +12. You can link the while running 3s into each other. It's kind of difficult to do at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's not very hard. All you do is press while running 3, hold forward, then hold down forward, and as soon as you see the red eyes glow, press up forward and mash 3. Look at that chip damage. But let's talk about Jin's stances. Of course, he has a Mishima. That means he has a wave dash. This takes execution, and you're going to want to learn it if you want to be optimal on Jin. He can threaten the classic Kazuya 50-50, either a Hell Sweep that knocks down into Great Oki, or a safe on block mid launcher with forward 3. As mentioned earlier, if you press 1, you'll get a mid launcher, but it is -13 on block, so you have to be careful with this. And his crouch dash 3 is just a safe on block mid homing that wall splats. Very useful at the wall. His Zen stance is his strongest stance. You activate this by pressing forward 3+4, or by transitioning into it by holding forward after a lot of his moves. They've changed the stance a lot in this season. You'll use your 2 option if you think they're going to press, being a quick homing armored move, and, of course, safe on block. That is a high, however, so you can mix that up with Jin's mid, which is Zen 1. Now, this move doesn't look good in theory, but this move is incredibly strong, and is the one I use the most out of Zen. His Zen 1 has a follow-up if you press 2, and this is actually hit confirmable. You need pretty good reaction time to do it, but you are able to hit confirm it if you have good enough reaction time. So what you'll do is you'll pressure someone, and if you see the 1 connect, you'll follow up with the 2, which is now a heat engager. If you're uncertain if it's going to connect and you're not confident in your ability to hit confirm it, what you can do is you can press 1, 2, and then hold down forward to cancel it and go into wave dash. Now, as you can see here, you're -11. However, no one punishes this. Everyone just takes the mix up. So essentially, every time you go into Zen, if your opponent doesn't know, you can just press 1, 2, hold down forward, and then threaten an electric, threaten a hell sweep, threaten whatever you want. Your Zen 1+2 is a low that's been buffed tremendously this patch. It used to be seeable, now it comes out at 21 frames, and if you hold down forward after hitting it, it leaves you +5 in your opponent's face with a wave dash mix-up. This move is also only -14, so most characters cannot launch it if they block it. You're going to be using this move a lot, in my opinion. Even at neutral sometimes. It comes out so quick now, you can just threaten it whenever you want. His Zen 4 is also an incredible move. This is the legendary Jin dive kick. This move is one of the best moves for Oki in the entire game. If you knock your opponent down, you can always threaten with this. It's a mid that's plus on block, hits grounded, and if you think your opponent's going to stay down and then you hit them with this, it guarantees a down 1+2. So your main 2 Oki options will be down 2 and Zen 4. It also guarantees a down 2 on normal hits. For Jin's combos, he's gotten some really advanced ones, but a lot of the simple ones do the trick and do way more damage than you got in Season 1. The staple I use is an electric into a walk up a second electric. Now, if you can't do 2 electrics, you actually don't have to. You can just simply do 1 electric, then press forward 3+4, Hold down forward and press 2. No execution electric, so you never miss the second one. After the 2 electrics, you press back 3 forward 1, back 3 forward again, but then immediately mash your heat burst. Now after this bound, it's incredibly simple. All you do is run forward, down forward 2 4, and you dash up, back 2 1, and then you get them to the wall, and you can. This will be his route for most of his combos. The only one it's different for is his forward 4, which the staple for this one is honestly even easier. You press forward 4, see a counter hit, walk up, back 3 forward 1, then you do back forward 2 3, hold forward up 1. Very simple. Now after the bound, all you do is you walk up, down forward 2 4, and then you get them to the wall in whatever way you want. After that, you can walk up, you can do a back forward 3 2, you can do a back 2 1, whatever you need to get them to the wall, and then you do your wall combo. But let's get to the combos you guys really want to know about, the new broken stuff. Basically, in this season, Jin's gotten his dive kick significantly buffed. Now you can use this mid-combo after using your heat dash, and it gives a guaranteed down 1+2 for insane damage, and this works with almost all of his combos. So I'll just show you guys a couple of the easy ones. There's very technical ones you can do, but honestly, off of a simple electric, you can get like 100. Off of a while standing 2, 14 frame punish, you can get like 110. I'll just show you guys what I do. It's very, very simple. So this is the same electric staple I just showed you guys. Just now use your heat burst, immediately heat dash. So that did 98 damage off an electric with no wall. And it gets even crazier when you keep your bound. So let's say we block a big low and we just want to do our normal punish. That did 100 damage. So 100 damage off of a while standing 2 14 frame punish. Pretty ridiculous. And this is unoptimized. This is just the simple stuff I'm going for. So that combo did 105 damage with no wall. In terms of punishment, it's the exact same as it's always been, but I'll go over it if anyone is picking up Jin for the first time. Your 10 frame punish is 2 4, does 29 damage, and if you hold forward, you go into stance at plus 14 for a Zen mix-up. 12 frame is back 2 1, long reach, 31 damage into a knockdown. 13 frame, you can go for a heat engager with 1+2 at 24 damage, doing 24 damage, or you can do down forward 1 4 for slightly more damage, but no heat engager. At 14 frames, if you're skilled enough, you can do an electric, although this is very difficult to do. Most of the time, you'll just be doing forward 1+2 for 38 damage. At minus 15, you don't need to do an electric like the other Bishimas. You can just do up forward 4 for a hop kick, or the better option, down 3+4 for a more damaging combo. While standing punishment for 11 frame, of course, it's your while standing 4 4. 13 frame, he has one of the best ones in the game. If you just want to go for a simple one, you can just do while standing 1 2 into hold forward. But the better one to do is the while standing 1 3 2 4 2. So that's a long 1 3 1 3 2 1 3 2 1 4, and then 2 1 3 2 1 4 2. Knockdown, 37 damage. An amazing 13 frame while standing punish. It also floor breaks. And at 14 frames, you have a full launcher. Most characters don't get a 14 frame, but because you are the main character and you believe in your heart, you get one. And that's going to wrap it up for this guide. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe to support the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.